All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. This is the Weekly Punt 2024. This is the week 3 episode. Let's get right into it. Let's talk some football. How about it? All right, big news. J.K. Dobbins is leading the league in rushing yards. This is fantastic to see. I think he has less than half of the rushing attempts as numbers 2 through 5. J.K. Dobbins has somewhere around 26 rushing attempts, whereas like second, third, fourth place have minimum 35. Wonderful to see for J.K. Dobbins. The Chargers got a seal. I'm glad to see his career's back on the right path. More news in running backs. Isaiah Pacheco went down with an injury. I believe it was like a hip injury in the Bengals game. So Kareem Hunt is back. This is a huge blow to the Chiefs because Isaiah Pacheco is a wonderful running back and definitely adds a level of complexity and just some more depth to that offense. It's not just a passing attack. Kareem Hunt hasn't been good for like 10, 15 years. I don't know what the hell they're thinking there, but you know what? Welcome back, Kareem Hunt. The Justin Fields is 2-0 as a starting quarterback with the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's incredible to think about. Russell Wilson is still kind of dealing with that calf. The Steelers are perfectly fine with going with Justin Fields while Russell Wilson is healing up. You know what? I like Justin Fields. I hope that he keeps the job for another 10, 15 years because he's a great quarterback and he's proving it with the Steelers. A lot of wide receivers are down with injury. Puka Nakua is down on IR. Sean McVay is saying Cooper Kupp is down on IR. I forgot to put it in the slideshow, but Tua Tagovailoa had his third concussion in the last 4 years, I think, or it's fourth concussion in 3 years. It's insane. He might be retiring from football. Apparently, right now he has no plans to do so, but it's insane. His brain is turning into soup. There's a lot of injuries going on early in this year. It was kind of just the story of last year, story of this year. It's a lot of injuries. Whoever stays healthy, that's who's gonna win. Welcome back to the TWPPOTWWT. This is the Weekly Punt of the Week, Week 2 edition. So something a little special about this punt right here. It's actually not a punt. I'm going to let the clip play out, but a little bit of context for everybody watching. This is Jack Fox. This is the Detroit Lions against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They are on their own 20-yard line. It's 4th and 12. They're down by, what is that, 7? They're down by 7. Look at that. All right, Jack Fox, ready to punch it right. Psych. Psych. It's a fake punt on their own 20-yard line. They pick up the huge 4th down conversion. The Lions still go on to lose this game, unfortunately, but huge balls on Dan Campbell to call that. That's insane. Oopsie daisy. Let's talk about the results. Thursday night, Buffalo Bills, Miami Dolphins. The Bills get a huge win there. Tua goes out with injury. The Saints versus the Cowboys. The Saints absolutely dog walk the Cowboys. Tampa Bay with an upset win over Tampa Bay. Green Bay beats Indiana and beats the Colts with a backup quarterback. Jets over Titans. Minnesota upsets the 49ers. Seahawks get the win in Foxborough in overtime. The Washington Commanders beat the New York Giants without scoring a touchdown. All of those 21 points are field goals. Chargers walk the Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young is actually now benched. Number 1 overall pick last year. He only got 19 games as the starter, I believe, and he's already on the bench. Raiders versus Baltimore. The Las Vegas Raiders get a huge win there. Cardinals dog walk, put belt to ass on the Los Angeles Rams. Pittsburgh wins a boring game against the Broncos in Denver. My Cincinnati Bengals unfortunately lose by 1 to the Kansas City Chiefs. A lot of drama there with the referees. It's a whole fucking thing. Bengals are back. That's all I care about. We've outplayed Kansas City all 4 quarters and just lost to some questionable calls. It's whatever. I'm not even that mad. I'm not even that mad about it. Bears in Houston. Houston gets a huge win on Sunday Night Football. The Atlanta Falcons win by 1 on a huge last-minute 70-yard drive from Kirk Cousins and that Atlanta Falcons offense to beat the Eagles in Philadelphia. All right, week 2 went just as poorly as week 1 for my predictions, 9-7 yet again. So we are 18-14 throughout the entire year so far. Let's get right into the week 3 predictions. Thursday night football, we have the Patriots versus the Jets. I'm going with the Patriots. You know what? I said the Patriots were going to be the worst team in the league, and they are talent wise, but genuinely, they are playing wonderful football. Their defense is insane. They're playing the right scheme and the right way of playing football to win games when you don't have talent. Um, the Jets are the Jets. The Patriots are the Patriots. The Patriots always find a way to win. Giants versus the Browns. This is going to be the worst game of all time. Going with the Giants. I don't like Deshaun Watson. I think that Cleveland offense is terrible. It doesn't look good. The Giants are going to be able to pull out a win in Cleveland, I believe. Then we have the Titans versus the Packers. I'm going with the Packers, even with Malik Willis, their backup quarterback. Josh Jacobs had a great week last week. I think he's going to continue that momentum into Jesus Christ, Tennessee? I'm fucking stupid. Tennessee. Then we have the Bears at the Indianapolis Colts. Going with the Colts. I think Anthony Richardson's finally going to get that first win of the season. They need it bad. The Colts need a big win here in week 3 in order to salvage their season. We have the Houston Texans in Minneapolis facing the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going with the Texans. CJ Stroud, and they've gone off to a little bit of a cold start. They haven't been absolutely killing it so far, but I think in Minneapolis, the Texans find a way to beat the Vikings, especially because I believe Justin Jefferson as well is at risk of being out with injury. The New Orleans Saints for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going with the Saints. They have been the biggest surprise so far this year. They've looked like the best offense in the league. They've looked like the best team in the league so far. Very surprisingly, the New Orleans Saints could be Super Bowl winners. Who even knows? Eagles didn't look great. They just lost to the Falcons, for God's sake. We have the Chargers in, I don't know what fucking city in Pennsylvania. In Pennsylvania for the Pittsburgh Steelers, going with the Chargers. J.K. Dobbins going to run all over that defense. Justin Herbert. The Chargers are finally have a good foundation to be a good football team, and that's great to see. The Denver Broncos and Bo Nix go into Tampa Bay to face the Baker Mayfield, my current MVP pick. Going with the Bucks. They are just a really solid all-around team, and it's hard to root against them right now. They're playing very clean. They're playing very well. Maybe they fall apart halfway through the year. Who even knows? But they look great so far. We have Andy Dalton now as a starting quarterback in Las Vegas facing Gardner Minshew II and the Las Vegas Raiders. Going with the Raiders. They place great. Who the fuck is going to watch this game? I don't know who the hell. I don't know one single person that is going to actively sit down and watch this game. That's all I have to say about it. Dolphins versus Seattle going with the Seahawks. Tua Tagovailoa is out. He's placed on IR because of that concussion. Miami may or may not be able to pull out a win with Skylar Thompson. I just don't think it's going to happen against the Seahawks. They're a very solid team. That defense is pretty good. Whatever. We have the Ravens versus the Cowboys. Two teams off to a pretty disappointing start. I'm going with the Cowboys. I think the Ravens are going to fall to 0-3. At least I hope they do, so that my Bengals can just, fucking walk into a division title. Lamar Jackson hasn't looked great. I'm trying to think of injuries that they had. I don't think there are any. I think the Cowboys have to bounce back at home after that embarrassing loss to the Saints. 49ers, Rams, pretty easy one here. Going with the 49ers. They're the most consistent, best team in football. I think Deebo Samuel is going to be out. Brandon Ayuk, I look to have about a huge bounce back week, I should say. The Rams are the Rams. Nothing special about them. The Lions versus the Cardinals. This could go either way, honestly. I think the Lions, this is going to be a pretty good matchup. I think this is going to be the 3 o'clock game that I watch this week is going to be the Lions at Arizona. Kyler Murray's playing great. That Cardinals team looks fantastic. The Lions team, it's the same as last year that went to the NFC Championship game. They also look fantastic. Then we just have Kansas City and Atlanta. It's going to be the Chiefs. Even if the Chiefs get outplayed for 4 quarters, the refs are going to save them, as evident last week. We have 2 Monday Night Football games this week. Both are pretty easy picks. Going with the Bills over the Jaguars. Jags don't look good. The Bills look pretty damn good. Josh Allen looks like an MVP candidate. He looks like the MVP frontrunner right now, honestly. Not much more to say about that. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to fall to 0-3. Then we have the Washington Commanders versus my Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati. Going with the Bengals, it was unfortunate what happened last week. I had to pick the Chiefs. I knew what was going to happen, but we are back. The Bengals went into Kansas City and outplayed the Chiefs for 4 quarters. Nobody who watched that game cannot say that the Bengals are back to their winning style of football. That was all without T. Higgins, all without like 4 starters on the defensive line. I look for a huge bounce back game against the Washington Commanders. If we lose this game, playoffs are over. It's already week 3, but I'm calling it. That is all. Thank you all so much for watching. Of note here on this slide, Travis Kelce got locked the fuck up by the Bengals defense. Didn't do shit. He had no catches, no yards. He didn't do anything. The Chiefs are so ass. The Bengals outplayed them for 4 quarters. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about it. Can you tell that I'm not mad? Because I'm really not mad. Let's go back. Let's go back full screen. Thank you all so much for watching the Weekly Punt 2024 Week 2. Hopefully a better week than 9-7 for the predictions next week. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate y'all. Have a great day.